Great. Good evening. For those of you who don't know, I am Amanda,
I'm Brenda.
and we are by the book 365. This evening, we're going to be discussing chapters 17 through 33 of We Are All the Same in the Dark, our book of the month, by Julia Heaberlin. And let's just get right into it. After our book discussion, we're going to be discussing um, our experience with picky eaters. So stay tuned for that too. So, chapter 17, we find out that Wyatt spent 2 years in a mental facility after the murders of Trumanell and his father, Frank, right? And we also find out that in those 2 years that he was in the mental institution, that Odette only visited him twice.
I'm gonna notice that, by the way. Like, he has no family members to go visit him, and Odette only is like, oh, I'll see you twice. Like, what?
Like,
Why do you think that is?
the only thing that I can think of is she was just traumatized from that whole night too, because that night kind of changed both of their lives forever. She lost her leg, became an amputee, and then he lost his sister and his father, even though his father was clearly not the best and abusive. Um, there's still that love there, as a father figure. So I think she was probably just as traumatized. Like, all she knows is she went to the door. Wyatt told her to run. She ran, drove off, got into that car accident, and then lost her leg.
I still say there's no excuse for just
I think if she really loved him, I think that she should have definitely made more of an effort. And I'm not saying she didn't love him, but at the same time, yeah, how in 2 years are you only going to see him like once a year? That's pretty messed up, I think. And then we find out Rusty does not like Wyatt. He does. Her Odette's partner, Rusty,
Wyatt so hard.
he's
So
just got
hard.
out for Wyatt.
Poor guy.
So he's probably thrilled that he got to go pick up Wyatt while Wyatt was harassing the teenager Lizzie and her friend. Probably because he was just a little out there and thinking she looked like Trumanell and wanting to, talk to her, but not. I don't know why it's weird, but then why it's crazy. So then, like, I guess he kind of gets a pass for the creepy things he does sometimes. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. No, it's harassing me. I'm like, listen, drunk.
well, I mean, like, first he finds Angel on the side of the road, and then he's like acts all weird there, and now he's driving up harassing a teenager. It's like, what's going on? Like, maybe his mental state is still stuck in him being a teenager, kind of. I don't know.
I think
Maybe.
he's still stuck in that, like, whatever happened, he's still stuck in that, like, age.
Yeah,
You know?
like his
Yeah.
mental capacity hasn't gone past.
I don't know, but with Odette banging him, I don't know.
I mean, they probably banged in high school when they were together too, though, when
I
all
know,
this
but I mean,
happened.
like, if you think about if he's a grown man now,
But then the book also talks about how all these girls just want to bang him. Like, they're all like.
this book is a trip. I gotta say, because, like, it starts out so slow, and then there's some things in there that is like, okay, we need more detail, we need more
Right.
information on this.
It's true. It starts out, like, there are very slow parts, but then there's, like, parts that are like, wait, what just happened? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so Wyatt's in jail. Odette goes to visit him. Clearly still has feelings for him, I think. Like, she just feels protective over him. And then she did say to him, like, if you ever loved me, like, and she said, that you would tell me the truth. And then she said that brings her back to when she was like 16 and with him. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
she has to feel really strong for herself if she's gonna cheat on her husband that moved from one state to that state that they're in,
yeah,
right?
right.
The ultimatum, you gotta stay here for whatever, however long, and then a week before the date was due, like, she got messed that up. So she has to feel strong for him, you know? Even if it was, what's that one quote um that I posted? It was like, uh let's see, hold on, let me see if I can find it. where Wyatt had said something to him too thin. He told me when it comes to your feelings for him, I shouldn't mistake grief for love and guilt for passion. So I think right there, Wyatt's telling, her husband or, whatever, that he knows that they're not really, like, in love. You know what I mean?
Right, like...
He knows it was just for, like, the moment or whatever.
Yeah, they keep getting caught up in the moment. I honestly feel like, probably, like, that first love, especially in high school, kind of always sticks with you a little bit. Just a little bit, to where if you... I mean...
Are we gonna go there?
It doesn't mean that you're still in love with them, but I think you'll always have something for them.
There's some feelings.
And clearly the town is small enough to where she has access to Wyatt, so...
Yeah.
I think that feeling just when she sees him probably strikes up a little bit. Then she receives that phone call in chapter 20, is it? 19? The end of 19, beginning of 20? Yeah. So the end of 19 into 20, she gets that weird phone call of the person crying and then saying Trumanel's name. And she asks, who is this? And then they just hang up. That's weird. And yeah, I can't lie. At first I was like... She does say she thinks it's a guy. For some reason, even though I like Maggie, she's always kind of been, like, a little suspicious to me. Like, I hope not. But she's kind of... I don't know. Like, why does she still feel so compelled to help Odette with all these girls and...
Do you think it's because when they were kids, she saved her from a bat or whatever that story was?
So then she feels the need to help save other girls because Odette saved her from a bat?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it could be.
She feels to owe it to Odette to help her out with these girls.
It could be.
Then, you gotta realize you're risking your family. Your kids see these girls.
They could, like, it seems like they got attached to Angel, so how many other girls have they gotten attached to or not, or, like, seen weird things, like, who knows, the girls that she's helped in the past, if they've been addicts, if they've been trafficked, if, what are her girls being exposed to? And then she goes to stuff in that picture that's hanging on the wall of the Last Supper because she's tired of looking at it and she knows her husband doesn't like it. And lo and behold, she finds a pair of her dad's boots all tucked away with mud and blood on them, which I thought this was weird too. The book brought up that Maggie is the one who went through everything when her dad died, when Odette's dad died. So when Odette's dad died, Maggie's the one that did the cleaning, cleaned the closets out somewhat. Obviously not a lot, because there's still stuff in the house, but it does say that Maggie's the one that went through things, but then, like, these boots are there with mud and blood on them.
Did I miss that part? Because
It's, yeah.
Oh, she wasn't there, right?
Right, Odette wasn't there yet. Because she was living in the other state, but yeah, Maggie's the one that initially went through and started cleaning some stuff out of her dad.
Do you think she saw those and left it there?
She could have. I mean, maybe she didn't see them because she did say that they were tucked away pretty far in the closet, but...
Oh, maybe her dad did it? Okay. Well, I don't know. We still have some chapters to go through, so...
Yeah.
We'll find out, I guess.
And then Odette got the boots and then the water bottle that she'd given to Angel, that Angel had drank out of, and decides to send them away for DNA analysis to see whose blood it is on her father's boots and find out who Angel really is.
Yeah.
And then she decides to call the phone number in chapter 21, 22 of the number she found in her father's desk, and it turned out to be her childhood psychiatrist, which I'm with one of our posters. I kind of thought that maybe the dad was having an affair with the psychiatrist when they were young, since the mom was out of the picture and all of that. But she calls the psychiatrist and decides to meet with her. And then when she meets with her, they start drinking Johnny Walker. Odette gets a little drunk there, loses count how many she's drank. And then she sees what she believes to be a camera inside of a vase of ivy and starts freaking out and leaves suddenly. And this might sound bad. I'm definitely not anti, but when she started driving home all drunk, I was like, a police officer that thinks they're above the law. Go figure. But yeah, and then when she freaks out leaving, she drives up to her house and sees Finn on the porch with some blonde lady that it's all curvy.
Hold on, I have it written down. It's Gretchen McBride.
Yeah.
She has Frank's baby.
Yeah, that was wild. When she said that, I was like, woo.
Yeah, I was like, dang, what? They had a sister or brother. Wait, was it a girl? Well, I don't remember, but
it was a girl. It was the girl that was with Lizzie when Lizzie was getting harassed.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so can you imagine having a sister and you don't even know about it?
And then she threatens Odette not to tell Wyatt because she didn't want him to know.
And she said she had the DNA checked. Like, she said it was for sure, a for sure thing.
Right.
Yeah, so that's kind of odd.
I'm like, so Frank got around, huh? Just like his son gets around, apparently.
That's why I thought the whole, okay, so her, and then I thought about the psychiatrist. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? And then, what do you think about that 70 by 7? Why does the shovel have that?
So when I read the 70 by 7, the first thing that came to mind was the Bible verse of, I think it is Peter, I don't know, because Peter changes to Paul in the Bible, talks about forgiveness and how you're supposed to forgive your brother, even if he wrongs you 7 times. 7 times 70 is how many times you're supposed to forgive him. So that is immediately what came to my mind. And I was like, Odette, why don't you know this? Your uncle is a preacher. Why is 70 times 7 not, like, click, like, come on.
Yeah. So I think because of that, and because of what we read, like, a little bit, like, on,
The Salt and the Devil.
33, what we read in there too, the preacher's sus, okay? What other person that, the Julia Heaberlin, I don't want to say it wrong, right up in the book that is, like, holy.
Religious,
like,
right.
Church going and everything. The only person I can think of is Maggie and her father, which is the preacher. You know what I mean?
It's hard though because a lot of people in the South are Baptist and religious too, so I'm like, yeah, there's sus, but also like maybe there's someone we don't know about yet because
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is there another character that we
yeah.
don't know yet? Yeah. So Odette and Rusty got to go through Wyatt's house when he was at home.
Yeah.
Like, they saw vandalism, they wanted to go check on him, and it seems like Rusty got what he wanted to be able to really search the house.
Yeah,
And
without a
they found
warrant.
an attic, and that's when he called the guys in blues to come really truly check out the house.
Yeah, because they found a crawl space, right? They found a crawl space in the attic that everyone had missed before in the investigation. And like, where was Wyatt at? Like, where was he?
Where was he? Did we read that yet? I don't think we read that yet. Of where he was this whole time and
I don't know.
going through his house. How messed up, by the way. I mean, don't you have
Yeah.
to have like a warrant?
I guess they were saying that they didn't necessarily have to have a warrant because they could get around it by saying they were doing a
Wellness check.
Yeah, a wellness check. Because of the rioters outside and the sign calling him a murderer. How is it spelled? It wasn't spelled right. It was like, I forgot. Odette brings it up that they spelled murderer wrong. But yeah, I thought that was funny.
So anyways, what about, hold on, let's see what I wrote down.
Oh yeah,
Finally finding out who Angel's dad is. He's a convict for murdering someone.
Right. And it said, wait, I don't know. So we do find out her father is a convict, which we assume that's who she's running from, or who abandoned her.
Yeah, for involuntary manslaughter. That's why he was in the Oklahoma pen.
For his girlfriend, but we're not sure if his girlfriend is Angel's mom yet or not.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny how his last name's Coco. I don't know. I don't know. When I think of like a dad and like Angel's dad, like manslaughter, so I'm thinking like a big guy and like, you know what I mean? And I hear Coco for the last name. It's just kind of weird.
I wonder what nationality Coco is.
I know his name is Christopher, but that last name gets me.
Apparently Coco is like French origin, so according to Google.
Well, when she went into Maggie's to tell her, or like to look him up and everything on her computer, Maggie said that Maggie tells Odette she's more dangerous than Angel is because of her obsession of Tramel's death.
Mm-hmm.
That her father had told her to do whatever she can to stop Odette. So when I think of how her dad's a cop, his brother's the preacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 70 by 7 on that
shovel.
And then Maggie telling Odette that her father had told her to do whatever she can to stop Odette from trying to, solve Tramel's murder or disappearance. I don't know. That preacher guy keeps popping up.
Yeah.
And then the dad's boots. So I don't know. There has to be some kind of connection here. And it's so hard to read slow and not read past the chapters that we have set up for the group.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, thinking about it, these chapters seem some of them seem kind of small.
Yeah, some of them are only like 3 or 4 pages long.
Yeah.
Where others are like, I don't know, like 8 pages long maybe. Either way, the chapters themselves aren't very long.
When do we start that other book, Fable?
That's what I was going to ask you.
I think it's next week, isn't it? It's next week.
Right, or yeah. Isn't it around? Is it around the 20-somethingth or the 18th?
Oh my gosh, we posted a lot on Facebook.
I mean, I like the book. It's like, I think it's a good book to start the book club with because it's not super intense, but
Yeah.
there still is that little bit that keeps you wanting to read more, see what happens. But it's not overwhelming either at
There's
the same
some
time.
parts I wish it was like more detailed or more scary,
Yeah.
or had more. Like, remember when I was telling you when, or like when they found that attic, they could have said more things like, I don't know,
I like found bones or something in it.
something where it's like, oh my god, there's been girls missing. There's like
Right.
faces on the wall, or I don't know,
Something
something to
creepy.
where it explain why it's weirdness. I don't know. You know, I mean, if you got through something traumatic when you're younger, whatever happens, sometimes it messes somebody up.
Yeah.
Where they found some serial killer or whatever. I've seen those documentaries. So the in between book, Babel, we start tomorrow,
Okay, that's what I thought.
the 18th to the 23rd. So I think that's gonna be a fun one because we don't have to stop at chapters after reading.
Right, you could just
'Cause
read through
it's only for
Fable.
2 weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's, the first week will be chapters 1 through 22, and then 23 on. So
Do we know how we're
I
going
I
to like incorporate that yet, as far as like post or
honestly, I think we should do like a Facebook Live for these, or like a poll or something. Do something different
we definitely
for
need
the in
to
between book.
deep dive and figure out Facebook Live. I don't know why it's so complicated.
Yeah, I don't understand. Sometimes it lets you add someone, and then it just for some. Why is that? It's
Even
so
though we
weird to
don't
me.
have the best cameras on our phone, I wonder if we should try mobile. Like seeing if it'll like go through mobile versus our computers.
I mean, we can try it after we're done here just to see if it works.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I think it's complicated, and YouTube too. YouTube is freaking confusing. Like where you can't just add someone.
It's
They have
hard when you can't keep up with
software.
technology anymore because things keep changing though. Like when I went to the Facebook settings to try to go live, it's now changed because it's Meta. Because Facebook changed to Meta instead of Facebook. So now it's like all like so many things, it's just everything is constantly changing. If you're not constantly keeping up with it, you're behind. And it's hard. It's hard. It makes me feel old.
I know, and I don't have those brain cells anymore. Okay, like 3 kids, and yeah, I'm done.
Even after 2 kids, I feel the impact. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I used to be so quick.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess just gotta research
I
it
just feel
more.
like I passed my best brain cells onto them though, with how smart they are.
I don't know. Mine are kind of crazy.
They're
So
welcome.
maybe I don't know what happened to mine. Maybe I'm like crazy
Yours
self.
got divided between 3, so.
Okay, so let's get to the picky
Picky
eaters.
eaters. You can start
Okay.
because mine's like just pretty basic and simple. I don't really do anything special.
Okay, so with my daughter, for some reason, girls are simple. Well, since I've experienced a boy and a girl.
Yeah, no, you're right because even as babies, Lily was more apt to eat pureed vegetables and stuff. She'd gag, but she'd eat them. Jameson wants nothing to do with them.
So Caden, I swear it starts around the age 2, or when they start eating. Caden, the only way he would eat vegetables is Gerber, baby food. Like he won't eat. There's butter, seasoned, like mixed vegetable or broccoli or anything like that. It would be just Gerber, nasty, plain baby food. It doesn't even make sense to me. But he only ate that until like he was 4. Like he would not eat anything green
Mhm.
And I tried smoothies. I tried getting him to help me cook. You know how there's like a tip where if they help you cook, maybe they'll eat it themselves. No, that didn't work, and
Yeah.
I've done that multiple times. You know what I mean? And then, and then
They're like, grow a
with those
garden.
smoothies,
Let them help you grow the vegetable. Let them pick the vegetable. Then let them
bro,
cook the
that's a mess.
vegetable.
All I hear is stress. And then, but I do, even though, and my son now, Liam, he's 2 now, and he is no vegetable. He won't try any vegetable except for broccoli. And the way I get him to eat his broccoli now, like always, no matter what, is putting peanut butter on it. Bro, peanut butter on broccoli. Oh my God, I don't know. It's so, to me, it's so nasty. I don't
So,
know.
growing up, my mom would prepare broccoli and cauliflower 2 ways, and it was either broccoli and cauliflower like smothered in cream cheese, or broccoli and cauliflower smothered in like Velveeta cheese, and we'd all eat it.
Velveeta.
But
Yeah.
those were the ways that she would prepare it, and we'd all eat it. So Lily, when she was a baby, she would eat vegetables, fruit, all pureed. All pureed, may gag, but she'd still eat it. Jameson, I make his baby food the same way I made her baby food, and he gets so disgusted. Like, he will make himself throw up. And it doesn't matter the vegetable. So, my husband suggested that feed him a bite of the vegetables and then immediately a spoonful of the fruit that he likes: applesauce, bananas, blueberries, plums, whatever. So I did that and it worked. He'd still gag sometimes, but it worked. And then last night we had a chicken pot pie, like a fresh chicken pot pie, and I just like kind of like broke up the pieces and let him feed himself. He ate the peas, he ate the carrots, he ate the chicken, like nothing, like no problem. And Lily, when she turned like 2 or 3, she started refusing vegetables, like any kind. It did not matter. Like, she liked the idea of vegetables, but when it was presented, like, you've kept her, you've seen, she's like, oh, I love carrots, oh, I love broccoli, and then you give it to her and call her bluff, and she's like, just kidding.
I don't want that. It's okay.
So, being persistent with her, like, hey, at least try it, at least chew it up, at least, like, she does the whole, like, oh, let me just taste it. Like, no, chew it. You don't get the real flavors until you chew it. I don't know, she's gotten better, especially since Chris and I have increased our vegetables, made more of an effort in eating more. I don't know, she's naturally starting to eat more vegetables, thankfully. I don't have any hints or tricks or tips for that. I just
So what I also do is, since spaghetti sauce, you know how it's so acidic, so I'll blend up spaghetti sauce with carrots, spinach, and not a lot to where like ugh,
right
it
to where
really
it's
changes
super
flavors.
noticeable.
It's just enough to where it's like I know it's in their system.
Mhm.
There's one extra thing of having it in their system, and then also I try putting it in like you know how they know what panda, the styrofoam or anywhere fast food where you get that styrofoam plate. I tried putting like the fruits and veggies in there, and like okay, so Liam he ate rice with the peas and the carrots in
Like
it.
the fried rice, yeah.
Yes, he ate it, and I'm like he won't eat this at home though, But with the smoothies, sometimes I would put it in an empty can of juice because they know what that is. But if
Mhm.
they drink it, they're like, oh, is this what? Like.
For a while, Lily liked the idea of smoothies, did not like the texture of smoothies, especially when I'd put like kale or spinach in, like low key, so she wouldn't know. Now that she's gotten older, she does like them more, especially if they have a strong banana or peanut butter flavor.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
tried to doing switching like from burgers to turkey burger. You know,
Mhm.
that way it's healthier.
Yeah, I
For
got
me.
turkey sausage now for like the first time in my life. Breakfast sausage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not bad
Trying to lose
though.
weight. I don't know if I ate it because we still had some pork left over and some turkey and we made them both, so I don't know which one I ended up with.
Well, you didn't spit any out, right? Like you didn't like that.
Have you seen the like powders or whatever that are supposedly supplements that you can add to any food that give your kids the like amount of vegetable
I
servings?
I saw that, but I call sus on that. Like, what else are they adding into the powder? You know,
Right.
that's something I have to Google because I don't like when it's powder form. You know, like what?
Right.
I don't know. It
It's
kind of
not
bugs me.
inexpensive either. It's kind of expensive. It's like I haven't gotten it myself. I just see a lot of it on TikTok and stuff. Um,
Hmm.
where it's like a small container, but it's like I don't know, close to $20.
Yeah. And like, even though I know they're not going to eat the vegetables, I still put it on their plate.
Yeah,
Like, I know
same.
Liam is not going to eat green beans, but I put it on on his plate. So it's like he sees me eating it and knows it's
Mhm.
normal. So hopefully one day he'll just, chow down.
Yeah,
And
anytime we eat it, I do the same. I put it on her plate. I'll like even put like just like a small amount and be like, just eat a little bit or eat what I gave you, you know? It's all
yeah.
we can do.
And Caden, he didn't start eating like vegetables until he was like 5. Like when he started, like without me having to tell him, like, nope, you gotta eat that salad before you get out, from that chair or something like that.
Mhm.
Like I was like 5 years old or 6 years old when he finally was like, okay, when I didn't need to force him or
Mhm.
get mad. He did it on his own.
Yeah, and I think that's what it honestly comes down to is when they're ready. And I mean, clearly, sometimes they're never ready because we both know grown adults that will not eat vegetables at
My
all.
husband, all
Like,
he
they're.
does is meat, cheese, like that is it. And then if it's veggies, it has to be in a smoothie with that protein mix, it has a flavor. So we got that one from Costco, and he likes that one. But good lord, oh okay. So you know what he did? He ate a wonton and he ate a ravioli, spinach ravioli cheese.
Okay.
I was like,
Did
what
he
are you
like it?
doing? Yeah, he's like, I don't care. I don't mind these. I was like, I would have been feeding, like making dinner, like planning meals for him too with those.
Right.
Because I just buy them for me and the kids. So when he's at work, those are our dinners.
Mhm.
Like those
Right.
the meals. But now that I know, oh my god, like what?
Right. Like,
I could have been feeding you health,
throw
like
me
more
a
healthy
bone
things.
here.
Yeah. I was like, what the? Who are you? I'm like, what? He's like, yep, I don't mind. I'm like, okay. After how many years I've known you? Like, what?
Right.
We've been married for 11, like 12 years? No, 11 years?
Yeah.
Yes, Serene's 11, so 11 years now? I am just now finding this out. Well, anyways, things you learn.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. All right, well,
All
I
right.
think that's it for the book and the picky eaters, and then next week is talking about siblings.
Mhm.
You grew up with a lot more than I did.
I am the oldest of four siblings, and then the next sibling closest to my age is a 5.5, almost 6 year age gap, and then it just gets bigger from there.
Yeah, and it's like I have two half brothers, then my brother Josh,
I
and
forget
then
about
that's
the
like
other
a year
one.
ahead, and then I'm the middle one, so then my sister is 7 years younger.
I forget that you have another half brother besides Franklin. Brenda and I have known each other for like 27 years or more, and like
Let's get
honestly,
our calculator out.
honestly, her and I feel more like sisters than our blood sisters at times. Or like we've definitely been there for each other more than our actual blood has.
We got secrets we cannot tell y'all. There's some things that, yeah, we know of each other. So, oh, okay, so, all right, we'll wait till next
Okay, yeah.
How we became best friends and what that made me. So
All right.
this
Well.
was, yeah. We'll wait for.
Yeah, like,
I really want to talk about it. So yeah, next week that's what we're gonna do is talk about siblings, and we can talk into like how we became best friends and how we know each other. First time you saw me, I was like, "That's my best friend."
yeah.
We chasing after John.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
then next
So
week,
we'll
or
talk.
no, we still have one more week before we wrap up the book, right? The
Yes, we
31st is the.
have 2 more weeks. We have, and so yeah, we have 2 more weeks. I want to wrap it up now. I want to find out things and not wait and get it over and done with.
It's
But
true. I think Zoom is about to kick us off.
okay, so it's okay.